Let's start with a softball for you, because I think you were early on the Baker Mayfield bandwagon. Is 5 weeks in, Baker Mayfield appears to be the front runner in the MVP race. I've got Baker, Matt Stafford, Goff, Dak, Josh Allen, and Daniel Jones, all in contention. What say you? Did Baker, is he the leader at the quarter pole or whatever we're at? The third pole, quarter pole, I don't know where we're at. But anyway, 5 games in, hats off to Baker Mayfield. You say what?
I think finally, I've been waiting for you. Welcome aboard. Take a seat on the bandwagon. And you know what? He could be considered a short quarterback too. Jace, what are you, Randy Newman? What is it with you and short people? My goodness. The guy's not Billy Barty or Vern Troyer. I mean, but Baker Mayfield, what did I say 2-3 years ago when his contract was coming up? He has found a home in Tampa. He's been a little bit nomadic. I don't want to say that his career up until then had been a bust, but as a number 1 pick, when you're on your 3rd team before your, 7th year, that's not a good arc. And what's that old saying? Don't go where you're needed, go where you're wanted. Well, in Tampa Bay, he's wanted and needed, and week in, week out. And I don't know if this is a good thing or if it's sustainable. The Buccaneers are the most exciting, drama-filled team in the National Football League. Baker Mayfield with Igbuka, the young rookie, they have some mojo going together. I like this team. I think they win the NFC South. And yes, as of right now, 3 letters, MVP.
So let me read a couple of tweets that caught my attention. Dak Prescott at 2-2-1. Booger McFarland tweeted out, "It's early, but Dak is the MVP right now, and it's not really close." And this was, I think, during the 1 o'clock window of games, and I was like, "Hey, man, did I miss Josh Allen retiring?" This is before Josh Allen got beat. And then Marcus Spears, he's calling Dak the MVP as well. I mean, Dak's playing well, but I don't understand how he jumped to the head of the line in the MVP race. And I know his numbers are good. He's 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, passer rating of 101. Put up Baker Mayfield's stats. Scroll back to that. Let's see. Baker is 10 TDs, 1 interception, 4-1 record, and a passer rating of 104.4. I get Dak's in the race, but it seems like Dallas is going to have to win a bunch more games before I put him really in the race.
So now winning doesn't matter. So all of a sudden now honestly, again, this could change. I mean, Tampa Bay could lose their next 9 games, and we'll change our minds. But it's amazing how suddenly it doesn't, if their numbers were equal, right? And if the Buccaneers were 3-2 or 2-3, I don't think you and I would be saying that, hey, Baker Mayfield. We'd be saying, wow, he's really turned into a frontline quarterback. I admire Dak, though. I've always thought he's gotten a little bit too much heat. I do. And that doesn't mean he's not overpaid. I know we've had that discussion. But he's been a stabilizing force for that organization. He's been really good. He's won his share of games. We know that he's been a little bit Romo-ish in the playoffs. But still, I think a lot of teams would trade their quarterbacks for Dak and what he brings to the table. But you know what's funny, though? You notice how nobody will give Jerry Jones credit for saying, hey, Dak, you're my guy, and we're going to let the other guy leave. It's funny how that works. But that's what I love about Baker Mayfield. And I know in the past his personality has turned people off. They haven't liked his comportment. But when I watch the Buccaneers, every single guy on that roster believes as long as we got that guy on our team, we have a shot. And even when they had that late deficit, I felt by myself, the Buccaneers get the ball back. They're not out of it. And lo and behold, look what happened. As of right now, I'm going to repeat it. Right now, as we speak in the early week of October, Baker Mayfield would be my MVP. And Jason, I don't think we're giving Indiana Jones enough credit. Daniel Jones is playing ball. He is playing really well. And if you would have told me 7 weeks ago, Steve, you're going to see a quarterback that's in command, that is decisive, and he's making all the right plays for the most part, and this team is scoring a lot of points almost every week, I would have said, Yeah, but it's not Daniel Jones, right? You know what? It is.
So I hate to ask this question,
But you will.
because I'm going to, yeah. I really like Booger McFarland, and I mean that sincerely. And there's no indication that he belongs to the Ryan Clark School of Broadcasting. And for the most part, I find Marcus Spears enjoyable. He let Stephen A. Smith dragged him into that Duke volleyball situation a few years ago with Rachel Richardson or whatever her name was and the BYU deal. But I just gotta add, Booger and I don't believe it about Booger, but I just gotta ask a question. Booger and Marcus Spears, we're in an environment like, do they have to say Dak because they can't point to this handful of white quarterbacks that are from Baker to Stafford to Goff to Josh Allen to Daniel Jones? Should I read anything into it if they found the one black quarterback that's on that level and said, yeah, there's the MVP?
Well, remember, Lamar's injured now. So you always got to have a backup. Yeah, backup quarterbacks are important, right? Don't they always say backup quarterbacks are the second most important guy on a roster? Maybe he's literally the personification, the second best black quarterback per year in terms of our talking point and staying in the good graces of social media. That's the second most important quarterback in the league. Look, I'm with you about those two individuals. I never got the sense that they were on the Emmanuel Acho route. Ryan Clark, who's that other guy? Dominic Foxworth. I never thought they were of that ilk. But look, Dak is having a very good year. But looking at everything in totality, I would say right now that Baker Mayfield be number one. But did it cross my mind that there was a reason why they said what they said? To be bluntly honest, as I can only be, yeah. That's simple. Yeah.
It's unfortunate that the conversation, Ryan Clark, Stephen A., that these guys, Dominique Foxworth, the guys you rattled off, have dirtied up the conversation that it even has to cross your mind. It's like I expected from Ryan Clark, because if Dak continues this up, Dak is going to move into authentic blackness or unapologetic blackness by the end of the season, according to Ryan Clark. But yeah, it did cross my mind. I apologize to Booger for even asking the question, but I had to ask the question. Like what you saw? Hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the full episode by clicking the link below.